So one last question, right, before we wrap it up,
Yeah.
especially for you as a leader, as a person, what is something that you value or that you believe in, that you would fight for, that you would stand for, even if it were to cost you the company?
Oh God, that's a good question. So just to make sure I heard it correct. So
Yeah.
value, yeah.
What is something that you value, that you believe in, that you would not give up on, that you would fight for, even if it would cost you future success or even entire company itself?
It's a good question. So I think my answer would be running a company is difficult, but every morning when I start to work, I look forward to it. There's like a new opportunity, something new is exciting.
Mm.
And the way that we've built the company, some very key strategic decisions we made early on, we almost even didn't make those decisions. We
Mm.
that almost was like organic, just because of the type of people that we hired and the type of people my co-founder and I, who we are. That working on those things makes it fun. I sometimes refer to them as the axioms of the company. So they're not even, it's like, it's so ingrained in the company that's not even like a strategic thing. It's like an axiom. And those things make me enjoy going to work. So if those would go away, I would fight for that. I would say
Mm.
no. That's really like a hill I would die on. I'm very luckily I'm never I've knock on wood, but I've never been in that situation. I hope to
Mm.
never be in that situation. But if you ask the question like the way you phrased it, that's a hill I would die on.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
nah, that I don't want that.
Yeah. Can you just share, like, for the listeners, one example of one such axiom or principle?
Yeah, I think if you look at the brand that we've built, so the way that we, how the, going all the way from the language we use, the colors we use, the people we use to represent the brand, all those kind of things, that's very us, right? It's a very Weaviate kind of thing. People recognize that. It attracts certain people.
Mm.
It attracts the type of people that we want to work with, and not only as employees, but also as customers. And that's a great example of that. So that's how we present ourselves, how we've built the brand. That's just one example, but
Yeah.
I like that's something I would say, and there are
Mm.
more, but that's one of them where I would say that's a good example of something like I'm very proud of that,
Yeah.
and I believe in that.
Yeah. And it's something intangible which you can't like put a finger on, but it's something which makes you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like you sometimes have that, right? So you see these technology companies, and then you haven't tried their product yet, but just the way people talk about it, the way the people work at the company, if you go to you like their website,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
right? And you go, I already like it, and I haven't
Mm.
even
Mm.
tried it. So it's like
Oh,
that's something I strive for.
perfect. This was a wonderful conversation, Bob.